An invariable rule of humanity is that man is his own worst enemy. Under me, this rule will change, for I will restrain man.
To help carry on our important work, I want you to join the secret squadron.
So I just want to tell you a story about that first little quote that we got there. First, happy Monday unto you. Glad to see that you made it safe. Glad to see that you got through the weekend and are able to feast your eyes on your boy. Now, let's get back to the quote. So, I was going through a little situation with someone that I worked for. This was recently. And he approached me on something that was entirely his fault. So, I told him the story. When he approached me, confronted me about what the issue was, I told him the story with the basis being that if he did what he was supposed to do, the rest of this stuff wouldn't even be anything that's supposed to happen. Instead of him focusing on that, he kept blaming me for the situation. Well, why did you do this? How come you did this? How come you did this? Each time that I'm addressing it, I'm saying to him, well, because this on your part didn't happen, so this person did this. Okay, but then why didn't you do this? Well, I couldn't, because if I did, the thing that you were supposed to do wouldn't have made this happen if you did what you had to do. This wouldn't even be an issue. So we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And see, this man was doing this while he was giving me my check. Now, first thing in my mind was to go straight batshit on him. Straight medieval ape shit, just go crazy on him. But I walked away because I had my check and all I was focusing on was the money that's on my mind. So, as I'm going to the place, I'm thinking I'm going to quit. Man, fuck this dude. I'm quitting. Forget that shit. And there's people in my life, particularly my parents, my grandparent, and other people that have some sort of wisdom that I talk to about stuff just to get it off and see if maybe I did the right thing or did the wrong thing, thinking the right thing, thinking the wrong thing. In this case, it was my father. So I'm talking to him and I'm going, man, today when I come back to this place, me and him going to go at it. He say the wrong thing, that's it. I'm just going to go off on this dude because I feel like it's within my right to do that. He said, don't quit a job if you don't have another job. I said, well, I mean, I already had it all thought out. I mean, I can go and jump on some old random stuff, you know, if it really came down to it. There's some things I could possibly do that will get me through. You understand what I'm saying? And he said, also, let that man fire you. Don't quit the job. Let that man fire you. That way you can go on to unemployment and then collect unemployment. I said, well, I haven't been at the job long enough for that to be a situation where I can be able to collect unemployment. He says, well, unemployment insurance pays you from the last jobs you had. Now, with that knowledge, I now go to the job. Now wait, let me bring myself back to that day. So, with him saying that, I said, oh, and there was a freedom that came over me because I realized I was so angry and so out of control and ready to go in and probably would have lost my freedom, lost the job, and anything else that's connected to it, mainly because I felt I had to prove something to him. But the power was actually in my hand. You understand what I mean? So now I go to work and there's nothing that can happen that'll piss me off. Because if he doesn't like what's going on, he can always fire me. Now, the flip side of that is he can try to make my life hell, but I work a third shift job, and I work there because this man wants to go to sleep, thereby again giving me the power. So there's not too much he can do to piss me off. Now, I just wanted to get that out there, A, so that you can see what that quote was all about. B, because I'm a man of power. On every given day, I'm thinking of some sort of power, having some sort of power. Now, not power in a way where I'm dominating the world, even though that's going to happen. Not domination in a way where, I want the man to be my slave. But freedom is a power. When you have a power, you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want because you understand your limits. You have some sort of knowledge of self that you have for yourself that you can now arm yourself with and get through the rest of your life, a week, a given situation, whatever the case may be, because you have that power to do what you have to do. Now, with that being said, I hope you learned something out of that. Hopefully it'll create a dialogue. If not, hey, then at least it just sunk in. Other than that, later.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
Let's pretend like this never happened.